Hi guys, what's up? Welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be bringing you along with me for my first experience of making homemade makeup right here on camera. I am going to be making a powder foundation and I am super excited. I just googled homemade makeup and I stumbled across this super simple recipe and it seemed really easy to make. There's 4 ingredients, so I thought I couldn't really go wrong, and I am here to share it with you guys. If you don't know who I am, my name is Reagan. I would appreciate it if you joined my growing family here and subscribed to my channel. I post new videos every week, and other than that, let's just get right into it. First, I'm going to show you the ingredients that I'm going to be using to make the powder foundation. Very first, the base of the foundation and the main ingredient is going to be this arrowroot powder flour. This is the ingredient I had to buy. This bag that is very big actually was only $5. I got it from Natural Grocers here in town. You can also get it online though, like on Walmart.com. They just didn't have it at the Walmart near me, or Amazon. And then the recipe also calls for 3 different spices. The first is cinnamon, the second is cocoa powder, and then also nutmeg. These are going to be the powders that are the tone and all of that. Gives it the color. So you're going to be using these different powders to create the perfect powder foundation for your skin tone. I actually forgot to mention, I already filmed me making the powder and applying it, and it's actually what I'm using on my face right now. So definitely make sure to watch till the end to see the finished result and also see me apply it. Other than that, I think we will just switch the camera angle and get started with actually making it. Okay guys, I have all of the ingredients, products to make the foundation powder right here. For the first step, you're going to be starting out with the arrowroot powder. So it says on the recipe to start with 1 tablespoon of arrowroot powder if you have light skin tones and a teaspoon if you have dark skin tones. So I have a light skin tone. I am just gonna measure out 1 tablespoon of the arrowroot powder. I'm just using it in like this Olive Garden to-go lid, I think is what this is, but I think mixing it is gonna make kind of a mess, and so I wanted to have enough space to be able to mix all of the powders together. I'm just using this like little makeup spatula. I have a bunch of these disposable ones. I bought a pack of 100. I'll try and link them below because I use them for so many things. I have used them in a couple other videos as well. Okay, and this is just the most simple recipe to follow ever. It literally has 2 steps. So you start with the arrowroot powder and then you're going to slowly add in and combine all of the other powders until you get your desired skin tone shade. So I think the cinnamon is gonna pull a little more red. This nutmeg is probably gonna be the most neutral shade, and the cocoa is especially dark, obviously. I probably won't be using the cocoa in my powder just because it seems way too dark for my skin tone. But we'll see once we get mixing. I have no idea how the shades will combine and what seasonings, spices, and powders are gonna have different undertones. So we're just gonna start mixing. I'm gonna start with the nutmeg. I also think that these are gonna pull very neutral no matter what skin tone you are, just because they are natural ingredients. These are natural spices found here on Earth. So it's gonna be a very neutral and kind of like more of a dirt or like a muddy shade is what I am thinking. The arrowroot powder is super fine and like extremely soft, like kind of like flour, but silkier. Here is the cinnamon and this is the nutmeg here. They're pretty similar in shade actually. I was surprised. I thought the cinnamon would pull a little more red. I'm gonna add in just a tiny bit of the cocoa powder. Looking at this and trying to make it into a face powder makes me think, like, what does my face powder actually look like? Like, what shade does it look like in the pan before I put it on my skin? Because trying to recreate that is difficult. And maybe it's just because of the shades I have to work with. I'm gonna pull out okay, this is a pressed powder, obviously, but it just seems so much more yellow and nude, like skin. This is more of a skin tone. This is more of a dirt tone. And so I don't think it's gonna work as well as a foundation because it's not gonna blend as seamlessly into the skin. But it would be kind of hard to be able to recreate this shade using these powders, and I don't really know what powders I could use to recreate it. So I think that I'm gonna swatch it on my skin, and it doesn't really swatch great. But I think I'm gonna just go ahead and stop right here because I don't know if adding any more to it is gonna make the shade any better. Does that make sense? I don't know if adding any more of the spices is going to make it match any better. So I think I'm just gonna go ahead and leave it here because this is like a good basic skin tone shade and it will work for my skin for sure. So I'm just gonna go ahead and stop here and apply it to my face and see how it works out. Here is our all natural homemade powder foundation. Okay guys, so here I have the homemade loose powder that I just made on camera with you. I'm just gonna be using a fluffy brush. This is from Real Techniques. It is their duo fiber face brush. And I'm just gonna be using that. I'm just tapping it here in this giant pan. And I have put primer on my face already. So I'm just gonna go in with this homemade powder foundation and put it all over my face. Like I said before, in the process of making it, the powder isn't very finely milled just because it doesn't need to be necessarily. The products that I made it with don't need to normally be milled that finely. So when I put it on my face, I don't know if you can see on camera, but there's a ton of fallout that is just covering my lap and my chair. Makeup is going everywhere. It smells super, super yummy. I do feel like it has a blurring effect on the face. I don't think it has much pigment, a small amount of pigment, but definitely not anything high coverage or even medium coverage. I would say very, very light coverage. This would be just for an everyday look where you're not doing much. Super just blurring. It's very natural on the skin. And once it's blended in, there's no leftover product that is sitting on the face. It doesn't look cakey. It doesn't look powdery. Very skin-like. I think it's because it's so natural. It's made from complete natural products. It's also so thin, and so your skin really is showing through. I mean, it didn't even hide any of my blemishes. It made my face very soft. And I honestly don't know how much product actually got on my face versus just all over here. But I do see a slight difference here. Okay guys, I ended up just adding some blush to warm up my face. I added some brow gel to give my face some definition, and then I added some mascara so that my eyes didn't get lost among everything else. So this is the finished result. I really feel like this is just a super simple and very, very chill product. It's not for anything glam or really special or anything like full coverage or a lot of makeup at all, really. I honestly probably will not use this product again. I wasn't that impressed. I can't say that I had high hopes at the beginning, but so I'm not really disappointed. I'm just not really impressed either. I think this was just super fun to do, and honestly I just looked up homemade makeup recipes to see how hard it would be or like what it took, and honestly I only had to go out and purchase one of the ingredients, and so that's what pushed me to even try doing this because it was just so easy. I also found that it was really therapeutic when I was mixing all of the ingredients here in this big pan, just to go through and like, have you ever seen like those sand gardens that you rake through? It's the same kind of concept, so I thought it was really fun. And it was also really fun playing with the different shades and tones of the different powders and finding what was gonna work best for me. So I did enjoy this overall, even though it wasn't really that serious. It was just kind of silly, and I'm not gonna really use this product as that much. If you guys make your own makeup products or any beauty products, definitely comment down below what you make and what you use to make them, and what recipes you use that you found are actually real and productive and make products that are useful. I will definitely make sure to leave the link below of the recipe I used in case you guys want to try it out for yourselves. Definitely make sure to leave a like if you enjoyed this video, and other than that, I will catch you in my next one. Bye, loves.